look like I've been eating a burrito, it's because I've been eating a burrito. And a Pepsi!
Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to my Back to Beauty No Buy Year. This year I'm concentrating on using my makeup and not buying any. Today's video is my no-buy check-in for March. Every month in these videos, I let you know all about how my year-long no-buy is going for 2019, as well as things that might be helping or hindering my progress on this no-buy year. So let's get into it. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is that the longer that I'm on a no-buy, the less new products excite me. Whether it's looking at new releases on Trendmood, watching people talk about and or review new products on YouTube, whatever the case, it just doesn't spark interest or lust for these products like it used to do. And that's, I think, a good thing. I find myself being more and more able to objectively look at a new release and discern whether it would add any value to my collection. Looking at a face palette, I might decide that there's only 3 out of the 6 shades that I'm really interested in. Therefore, I'm paying the price for only 3 shades or whatever the case is. So I'm able to discern that that would not be a good investment for my collection, and I can look at the products or the parts of the product that are intriguing to me and then go into my collection and try and concoct that desired product. Let's say it's a specific blush color. I go into my collection or I shop my stash and see if I can find a blush that is similar or a blush that could be mixed with another blush. I talked about that in my month in review video. My favorite technique for the month of March is mixing blushes. It makes my blush collection that much more versatile, and because I am a former blush junkie, it makes it a lot of fun. So I think it's a positive development in my no-buy year that I can look at new releases and objectively discern whether it would add value to my collection or just take up real estate. So buckle in. The second thing I wanted to talk about this month may be a little bit controversial, maybe for some people. The bottom line is the longer that I am on my no-buy year, the less I feel a desire to project pan. Hold on, don't freak out or anything. I love my Pan That Palette series. I'm really enjoying making progress on my Jaclyn Hill palette. I love the Pan That Palette Partner series because I'm able to add versatility to my Pan That Palette project, as well as continue to rotate through my eyeshadow palettes so that everybody is getting a little bit of use. And I am going to continue on with the birthday era project pan and possibly do a themed project or two in the future. But I'm going to do birthday era only over on Instagram. I don't know, when it comes to project panning, I think on some level it makes sense for me, and on other levels it just doesn't make sense to me in terms of taking up precious uploads, essentially. For example, I really love my Choose Your Own Adventure project that I'm doing with my girl Angela from Beauty by Angela, because what I'm doing in that project is I'm rotating products into the project that I want to focus on. For example, my NYX HD finishing powder, I want to concentrate on this. I want a little push to use it regularly because I'm ready to use it up and start with a new pressed powder. Same thing with my Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Capri Coast. This is a little mini bronzer. I'd love to finish it up and move it out because I have a similar product elsewhere in my collection that's full size, as well as I just want to knock out some of these mini products, especially if they're not my favorite. So I've been working on that. And then I'm also working on products that I feel like are duplicates in my collection. For example, this Pixie highlighter that I'm panning in Birthday Era. I have other peachy highlighters, and this is the oldest one, and it's my least favorite formula. So I'm trying to move it out of my collection. So I do think it makes sense for me to project pan when I need a little bit of a push to use up the products that maybe aren't my favorite but are still usable, and move them out of my collection, get my full use, etc. But for me, where it doesn't make sense for me to project pan is kind of like a themed project, for example. While they're really fun to film and to do all of the like graphics and stuff like that, when I'm using a prompt, I'm really limited in what I can pick for that project, and it may not be a product that I'm really necessarily interested in panning. So it's just, I don't know, maybe some of you are feeling the same way. I'd love to hear in the comments if your low buy, no buy year has caused your opinions or your thoughts on project panning to shift. But I just don't want to project pan, if that makes sense.
I needed to have a purpose in my life. I just fit.
I needed to have a purpose in my life. I needed to lend to the goals and the direction of my channel as well as my collection. And I don't want to just do it to do it. You know what I mean? I just don't. The longer I'm on a no buy, and I don't know that it's related to my no buy, but I do think it is. I talked about in my tag video, the makeup collection tag video created by Georgia Harris. I will link her video and mine. But I mentioned in that video that even my vernacular is changing, the way that I talk about and think about my collection. And by that I mean, I don't really look at my hoard of makeup here as a collection anymore. I'm not collecting makeup currently, and I don't wish to collect makeup in the future. I think when we talk about a collection, a lot of times we're talking about things that we buy just to buy, not because they have a function or a use. For example, I collect snow globes. They're beautiful. I find enjoyment in them, but I'm really essentially buying them just to buy them. Yes, they bring me joy. Yes, I have sentiment towards certain snow globes that were gifted to me, but ultimately it doesn't serve a function in my life. And I feel the same way about my collection. This is why I've allowed myself to declutter through my no-buy year. I don't generally want to allow myself to declutter the last item in a category, but if it doesn't function as it's supposed to, if it's expired, if it causes an adverse reaction to my skin with clogged pores, breakouts, etc., I'm gonna let it go. And you know, that kind of feeds into, I don't think a no-buy like project panning should be a punishment. I'm not punishing myself because I bought so much makeup and therefore doing a no-buy year. I'm realizing that I had developed a collector's mentality about makeup, wanting all the things, wanting something to want, all the things that a makeup addict, so to speak, you know, has in their brain. I just want to change that. Like I said, I talked about it in my tag video, but I don't want to think of my makeup as a collection. I want it to have a purpose and a function in my life, and that is why I am continuing to curate this collection through my no-buy year and through my Shop My Stash. Shop My Stash is continuing to support my goals within my no-buy year, which are to change my shopping habits and how I think about shopping, purchasing, and makeup. That being said, I will say that I'm noticing an upswing in purchasing in other categories for me, categories that are not within my no-buy year, specifically hair care and clothes. So let's talk about hair care. Some of you may know that I have been trying out the Curly Girl method, which is created by the founder of the Diva line of hair products. Her name is Lorraine Massey. All right, the shine is real. I gotta take care of the forehead here. In my mirror, it doesn't look shiny at all. To you guys, I look like a grease ball. Okay, so anyhow, hair care. I really need to get a handle on this. I've been ordering off of Amazon and Sephora like a mad woman, like literally mad, like crazy, like we're all mad here. Mad, if that makes sense. But so I gotta get a handle on that. However, I don't think that's going to be a problem now. If it continues to be a problem, next month I will add hair care to my no-buy. I have purchased a lot of things in regards to my hair, including the book, but this is what I will say. It was a lot of purchasing. I was switching over to all sulfate, silicone, paraben-free products. I mean, if you're a curly girl, you know you need a shampoo, you need a conditioner, you need a deep conditioning mask, you need a gel, you need a curl cream, maybe you want a mousse, a leave-in conditioner. I mean, the list goes on. I bought a satin pillowcase, I bought a satin scrunchie. All of these things that I felt were needed for the health and development of my hair, and also a shower cap, which is extremely stylish. One of these days I'll have to show you. So yeah, I mean, so hair care has been a thing. I do, however, feel like every category is filled in that hair care overall category. So I don't think I'll have a problem at this point. I like everything that I have. So I will just do like I'm doing with makeup, and that is, it'll be a replacements only. It's not official, but that is the plan. As I use something up, then I will, you know, purchase a replacement. But I did see myself like starting to have those same shopping behaviors that I had with makeup with hair care, like constantly scrolling through Briogeo on Sephora and looking up hair care products on Amazon and watching YouTube about, you know, the best products for the best curl type, etc., etc. So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to see if I can get a handle on it this coming month. I think I will, or hubby will cut me off entirely. No, not really. And that'll be it. So let's talk clothes. Clothes has also been a thing for me over this last month. I have purchased quite a bit. Cardigans, as you may notice, I'm forever wearing a different cardigan. This is one of my new ones. I really love this kind of floppy sleeve with this cuff. I don't know. I love cardigans. I'm kind of like Mr. Rogers. You know, every day I have on a different cardigan. I thought that was the coolest thing when I was a kid. Anyhow, I've bought a lot of clothes this month, and I do need to get a handle on that. I do have some purchases coming up. I'm going to need some things for the warmer weather, which is definitely arriving here in northern Colorado. I've purchased a pair of capris, but I'm going to need more than one pair of pants for the coming warmer months. But again, I need to get control over my shopping behavior, not automatically walk over to the clothes section when I go into Target, which is where I get a lot of my clothes. I need to go into the clothing section when I know what I want to purchase. For example, if I find myself wanting a pair of shorts, which is not likely at this current size that I am, but for example, then I would go ahead and go to Target or go to Maurice's or wherever with intentions to purchase a pair of shorts. Just like I did with my capris. I talked to my husband, I said I'd like to go get a pair of capris and maybe 2 shirts, and that's exactly what I purchased, plus some earrings, which is another category that I need to get a handle on. But anyhow, I just wanted to be transparent with you guys, let you know kind of how things are going. In terms of shopping for makeup, I feel like I'm being really strong. I can look at the makeup at Target or wherever, and I really don't feel tempted by it. I feel like I have everything that I need, if not everything that I want. Certify Affinity palette. But you know, in terms of makeup, I feel like I'm being really strong. I definitely need to get a handle on the shopping behavior that I've seen before with makeup over clothes and hair care. I will update you next month on how that is going, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my no-buy experience for March. It was a little rocky for the first time this year, but overall I find myself to be more aware every day about my shopping behavior and that collector mentality that I'm trying to break. And on that note, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days. And I will see you in my next video